let's get this thing going, right? Good morning, everybody, and welcome to day 2, Microsoft Ignite 2018. Starting our day with some discussions about passwords. I guess many of you followed Satya yesterday. He talked about this different security investment Microsoft is making. One of them is the passwordless thingy going on. You guys will probably attend some more sessions that will deal about that particular topic. So I want just to give you an insight about why that is important. What's the problem? What's behind the scenes? Why are we doing the type of investments, or why are we seeing the type of investments Microsoft is doing and focusing on? Why is that important? So let's get that done together. My name is Hasain Alshakarti. I do solve problems. I do, as a matter of fact, create some problems for some of our customers, like when acting as a red team member and a penetration tester. So I've been doing that for the last 20 years, a little bit more maybe. And we do still encounter a lot of the problems I'm going to present for you today related to passwords. There are still a lot of weak passwords, guessable passwords, password reuse out there. We still encounter ability to fish for passwords, convince people that we are a legit part. You have to send your password to us unless something bad is going to happen or something like that. So there is a big problem related to this topic. Let's just start to get some views about this, right?
We're talking about cybersecurity today and how safe people's passwords are. What is one of your online passwords currently?
It is my dog's name and the year I graduated from high school.
Oh, what kind of dog do you have?
I have a Chihuahua Papillon.
And what's its name?
Jameson.
Jameson. And where'd you go to school?
I went to school back in Greensburg, Pennsylvania.
What school?
Hempfield Area Senior High School.
Oh, when did you graduate?
In 2009.
Oh, great.
It's like my cat's name and then just like a random number.
Okay. Have you had this cat for a while?
Yeah, she's my childhood pet.
Aw. And what's her name?
Her name is Jolie.
Jolie.
First part.
So like a password of yours would be Jolie and then a number.
Yeah.
Like number 1?
Like my birthday.
Oh, when is your birthday?
June 12th.
Oh, nice. And what year were you born?
95.
Oh, great. So Jolie, 6/12/95.
Yes.
Got it.
So you mean to give my password right now? No, I cannot do that.
But we all want to know what it is so we can tell you if it's strong or not.
Oh my goodness. Let me think. Okay, one is Tel Aviv. Yeah. 468, and then Israel. It's only 3, but it's, you know, it's for me it's strong enough.
Ireland, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gemma, 1, 2, 3. Spelled Gemma.
Well, most of them
In
are
case you missed
Italian.
it, right?
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. So
Like what's a good Italian password?
my grandma's name,
What's your grandma's name?
Maria.
Maria. So Maria is your password?
Oh yeah, now you know my password. Oh yeah.
Okay, so tip of the day, make sure your password is Italian, right? So if you have any Italian friends, any Italians in here? Okay, you're going good, you're doing good already. So just use your grandma name or something like that, right? It is not harder than this. I mean, people who are not involved in the security business, in the IT security business, they won't understand why is that a problem, right? So you approach people, you do your social engineering things, you will be able to get their whatever type of sensitive information, more or less, presented to you or sent to you. We've actually managed to get people follow our instructions, even calling back to us and following instructions given to them, including downloading stuff of sources on the internet, services, etc., running those applications on their computers. The password guessing or the password phishing or the harvesting of credentials is often the very first step in a successful attack. The next step would be executing something on the victim's machine and then going on from there, conducting all sorts of lateral movement, getting hold of other type of systems on that environment till you reach your high-value targets. Once we're there, game over. We have access to all sorts of resources, and then we can access whatever type of information we would like to.
We're talking about...
So part of the problem is that we as individuals have a very hard time to relate to the risks involved in this. So we need something to help us take care of that. As we saw here, the social engineering part, this was actually a legit reporter on a show that did this kind of investigation, but anybody can do things like that. We do have the phishing, which is targeting users, sending them emails or messages of some sort and telling them, hey, go this and there, and please provide your username and password because there will be some kind of cause, whether it's legit or not, but those users will start relating to that thing. The better you know about their environment, the better success rate you will have. Our record shows a success rate at the minimum of 20%, 20, 25 something. And at best, it's way above 90%. So if your message is clear and fine, you will probably never fail. They will just go there and punch in their passwords, etc. Once you're on those systems, we have other sets of troubles going on, like credential theft, credential reuse. I hope everybody in this room heard about pass the hash, credential theft, pass the hash, pass the ticket, pass the something. I will just show you soon a quick demo about that. In case you've never seen any of these tools, it's fairly easy to do that today. But before that, let's go to a web browser. What does this remind you of? The look and the feel, and probably if you start punching in your username, this is the Microsoft logon screen, right? It's online services. Is it the real one? You can tell that because your eyes are trained to look at the address bar. That's not what the regular users will do. Regular users will never go that far, start looking at the address bar. Is this the real Microsoft logon service? Some of you guys are so picky, they will start clicking on that certificate and reading out the details, right? Me included. But regular users will not have that kind of sense. They are not supposed to. They don't need that for their day-by-day work. So if somebody just goes ahead and type in something, this is actually a live page. So it actually copies the real live page at Microsoft Logon Services and present it for you at this moment. So just look at that, just behaves with all the graphics and everything is there. And the nice thing with it is that, well, it's pushing me back to the real Microsoft Office services, and I'm all of a sudden logged in. Well, I'm not logged in with what I typed in at that prompt. I will show you that. Question was, what was your password? So for a normal user targeted by this kind of phishing attack, they will believe that service wants to know my password again. So they will just go ahead and type in that password and username combination. And it will succeed. Not because we are redirecting to the real service and performing a logon, but because, more likely, it's because a single sign-on experience has been configured on their browsers for their accounts. You know, when you sign in today, the service will ask you, would you like to be remembered on this session, on this machine, right? And how many of you are not picking that option? Good. So then you know that every time you visit the page, it will prompt you for a logon. That's good for me. That's bad for you. Because there will be another prompt that says, hey, it failed for some reason. Please type in your username and password. What are you doing then? You will try again, right? It's not more difficult than this. And for a regular user, they will be happy. OK, I have my access. This is my Outlook. It's working. I'm already logged in. This is session persistency. This is the new. We prompt the user less oftentimes just to make it more user-friendly. We give them the refresh token, which is by default valid for 90 days, right? And then on every access, they will get an access token which is valid for 1 hour. So if any changes occurs to their account, we can invalidate the refresh token and make them do the authentication over again. So let's go back to some of my backend services. So this is a server running on Azure. If I just look at the files in here, these are the credentials I just supplied. Whatever credentials are supplied, it will output the browser, what kind of browser or what kind of session it was, the username and the password combination, of course. And then for me as an attacker or the intruder or the red team member or penetration tester, whatever, next step will be, okay, I can sign in now to that account. And the difference now is that instead of sending phishing emails, I can start sending legit emails originating from an internal user. That's much easier to get a high rate of click in comparison with classic phishing mails. So once the user is clicked, once the user has performed whatever actions we ask the user to perform, I just give you a already pre-stage example. This is a command and control server running on a VM. The screen you see here is just telling, hey, we're receiving control messages from our client. This is my communication UI, if you would like to call it so. These are actually 2 text files. One of them is where I provide the command to be executed in the next refresh cycle, and the other one will hold the results from that command execution. So it doesn't need to be looking more fancy than this. So C for command, ipconfig, and then save the file. And just sit there and wait until the execution has been carried out. So the agent is pulling the command and control server for next command. Right now it's doing it at the rate of 5 seconds. It does what the command told it to do, and then posts back the results back to the command and control server. We've been using this technology for a number of red teams we performed this year. This particular one is actually using a protocol that not very many people use to connect with command and control center activities, hacking activities. The OCSP protocol. This is the online certificate status protocol. If you look at your firewalls back home, you will see there are a lot of OCSP requests and responses going on. Which one is legit? Which one is illegal? You can't really tell. This is not tunneling something, so you cannot see the structure of the protocol, the messaging is all correct. Even Wireshark will think this is a legit OCSP because we're following the rules of engagement in here. So nothing really strange about it. But we are sending commands and receiving responses back, and we can control this machine. We can do whatever you can imagine of in terms of controlling the execution cycles on that machine. So it's just a matter of sending commands. Both built-in commands, PowerShell commands. PowerShell is an awesome tool. If you're not using it yet, please start using it. We are using it. We've been using it for a good while. Everything is there, everything is included. So we don't need to reinvent any wheels. The wheels are already there. You just start rolling them, right? So we can get anything executed on any of these machines, including external tools, downloading, uploading, all that kind of things will be possible to do. So I promise, for those of you who have never seen credential theft and maybe credential reuse, that show you that quickly. So this is a very, very quick one. I guess some of you are familiar with the Mimikatz tool, right? Make sure I have the correct privileges assigned. So once you are on any machine in the platform, with admin privileges or privileges, debug privileges would be enough as well. You can actually perform these kind of activities. Now, I'm using Mimikatz, and if you would use Mimikatz on a Windows 10 machine or Windows Server 2016 or any machine that has any kind of a AV, AM installed, I would expect that AV or AM product to flag this is something weird going on, right? They should probably detect that Mimikatz without any trouble. But there are some alternate ways to do this. You don't necessarily need to run this kind of tool on that machine. We can do all sorts of memory dumping activities. We can transfer that file out of that box to our own boxes, start doing the investigation on that memory we got hold of. And then we will get hold of those credentials laying there. I would just show you one very specific artifact. This is the domain admin logged on this machine. As a matter of fact, this is the NTLM hash or NT hash of that user. Given that, I can now start doing pass the hash. And I can actually see that that domain admin has used smart card logon. That guy is, or that user is logged on using a smart card. Which, shouldn't that make lateral movement sort of impossible using that account? Or what's the story? Well, to start with, you have the PIN code for that smart card cache, right? Convenience mode. So that's good to know for an attacker. If the smart card is sitting there, I can probably do something because I have the PIN code. I can programmatically access the content of the smart card and make it do something on behalf of that user. Number two, we can actually perform authentication using the user password, although there might be policies requiring smart card logon for interactive usage. We can do background processing. We can do network connections, other type of connections, and without bothering about the password or other requirements for smart card. So this is still legit. Besides all of that, we can still do pass the tickets, because the basic single sign-on component in any Windows environment today is the Kerberos protocol, right? So this is a user in the domain logged into that workstation. There are Kerberos tickets laying there, waiting for anybody to use them. So just imagine any user logging into a workstation today. They will start with receiving a TGT, a ticket granting ticket, a Kerberos ticket, right? That's your master key for accessing Active Directory services. That TGT is initially valid for 10 hours. That's the default. It is refreshable up to 1 week. So if I can get hold of that one, I can keep it for that week or whatever the remaining time is. And I keep refreshing it and getting new tickets and accessing other services. There are no conditional access components in Windows, same way we do have them in the Azure and the Office Online, Office 365 systems, that will look at, oh, anything strange happening, his user is changing his machine, it's a new IP address, there is a new risk related to it, and then we go and validate that ticket, right? We don't have that yet in Active Directory, the on-premises version. We're really close to that. There are some features we can start using that will get us closer to that scenario, but we're not there. The reason we dare to give a user logging in online with the Office 365, the Azure Active Directory, and 90 days valid refresh token is that we have the conditional access in place. The conditional access will evaluate risks, will evaluate behavior, will do analytics of all sorts of things. Those of you who have the identity protection components enabled for that licensing tier, you will have additional controls applying. And that will be in charge of invalidating tokens and validating tickets as we go. So every time you request access to service, your situation will be evaluated. Are there any risks been addressed? Any new situations we need to take care of, etc. So it will go and deal with that one. So this is my current session. And if I just do check my user and what user groups I'm belonging to. This is actually the domain admin guy logged in, right? Although the session has started with a smart card, let's just make sure that we have a smart card session. I do a sign out. So I'm signing in with my smart card. And let's go check our security groups that has been assigned now. Actually, the previous session was initially created using a user password logon. I did unlock it once using the smart card. That's where we could see the PIN code for that smart card appearing on the screen. So if I do the same thing over here. Now, when I did actually perform a smart card logon, I got this additional security group added to my tokens. You see, besides the regular domain admin, enterprise admin, schema admin groups, I do have that additional one. It reads smart card or trusted smart card, right? So that's a manually created group in Active Directory addressing that there is a smart card being used, there is a specific certificate, and a special made smart card enrollment scenario. Once I use that, I will be a member of that group. That group will give me additional privileges in a system. I can configure it that way. So that's a way of mimicking the conditional access. We say if A is you're logging in with that very particular smart card certificate we gave you. If anybody is just performing a pass the hash, that group will not be present. That's a dynamic group popping up, appearing and disappearing on the go. To make that happen more rapidly, we can choose to shorten the lifetime of the Kerberos tickets assigned to that kind of admin with authentication policies and silos, which is a feature that it does exist in the Windows platform since the release of 2012 R2, right? So we're getting close by, pretty close to that conditional access situation, and we can address such risks, although a bit more static than the dynamic way that performed on the Azure Active Directory side. To configure this, you'll need actually this particular feature with the dynamic groups added as a result of something appearing in your smart card certificate. This feature was introduced back in 2008 R2. So if your DCs are a minimum of 2008 R2, you will get this feature enabled. You don't need to do anything else. You can just start issuing your smart cards, and then you go from there. So you see, there are some pieces available in our Active Directory. The thing I'm relying on here, let's get this a bit further. Let's see what we can do about. So the virtual smart card that I was using in this demo environment for accessing that VM is actually TPM based. It's a virtual smart card component in Windows 10, which is created using the TPM chip on my hardware. So this simply means the certificate and the keys are handled by the TPM chip on this particular computer. You will not be able to extract the keys in clear text. You will not be able to use them without knowing the PIN code associated with that one. Obviously, you can pick the brain of the computer to get the PIN code, but you will never get the keys themselves, right? So the keys will be protected forever. So using a trusted architecture like a TPM will give us the ability to prevent some or a big portion of the lateral movement in terms of preventing the credential theft component. You cannot just get away with my logon credentials. They are handled, guarded by the TPM. You can still use them here on this machine and access other services because they are available. But you cannot just grab a copy and then go to somewhere else. That's one component. With the authentication policies and silos, I can accomplish another configuration to prevent the user from being able to access any system unless the access is carried out initially from this machine. If you're going to do anything for your securing on-premises admin accounts, whenever you get back home, start looking at authentication policies and silos. That was introduced in 2012 R2. That's an awesome feature to protect your admin accounts. So you will lock them down. You will only be allowed to execute, run whatever, perform a logon, access anything in terms of single sign-on from a very specific set of machines. Any attacker will never be able to reuse those credentials anywhere else. They have to be on that particular machine. Hopefully your admins will not be that very easy to phish, trick, and just click links and enable anything, right? At least we can hope for that. So I'm using that particular feature. Included in that, what I did here, just get the TPM endorsement key information. So every TPM does have a built-in identity. This identity is provided by the vendor of that TPM chip. We start speaking about trusted execution, right? Trusted execution environment, which TPM is. So this means I can probe that identity. I can get evidence about this TPM is actually a legit one provided by Infineon in this case during this time period, etc. I can actually go and whitelist them one by one if I want to by relating to that public key burned into that TPM. So that way, you will only be able to put your valuable credentials on that very specific set of hardware and nowhere else. So that's using TPM key endorsement and configuring that in your certification issuance processes, and you know that those certificates will not be able to provision anywhere else other than to those whitelisted, specifically pinpointed pieces of hardware. So that will take care of great deal of the execution of phishing or reuse of password reuse or reuse of credentials on untrusted machines or using untrusted apps. If we can accomplish the siloing configuration in Active Directory and tell, hey, this is our trusted platform, that's where we should rely on. So we have different sets of tools. We have the smart card logon, which is not really a prevention against password-related issues and password reuse or credential reuse and theft. We have other sets of possible solutions, the one-time password, the multi-factor authentication type of things going on. So I can conduct a phishing. I will get your one-time password. I might be able to use that if I'm quick enough. It's still a possible phishing scenario. But it will not prevent reuse. So if I'm just collecting that and using it right away, I will actually perform a successful logon. Same things applies for the multi-factor. If you're just having the consent prompt in your MFA application, if I access a system and I know about that, or guess that's the way you're doing it, there will be a prompt on your phone say, hey, would you allow access? What are the regular users doing then? It just pops up, you unlock it with your thumb or whatever, face recognition, etc., and the attacker is in. That's still a risk. We know users will do that. We have proof that users are willing to do that throughout the pen testing and red teaming activities we've been doing throughout the years. So that's not something that can prevent. It will still enhance your security. I guess we got presented the figure that 99 point something % invalidating these kind of breaches. I do agree if the users are trained enough. Looking carefully, oh, why is that prompt appearing right now? I'm not doing anything. Is that supposed to be there? Yes or no? We do have the conditional access, which we were speaking about, and then we do have this new thing called passwordless authentication. So let's have a look at that one and see what's going on behind the scenes. So to make it passwordless, to be able to get rid of that password, at least so no intruder will be able to get it and reuse it on our systems, we need to remodel the authentication wall. As of now, you step up to a computer, there is a logon prompt, you provide your credentials, and those will be sent to a backend service, and you're logged on. You will receive your tickets, whatever that is, right? So if I'm doing that on an untrusted device or using an untrusted application, that's something we'll be able to get a copy, grab a copy of my credentials, keep them, reuse them, whatever. So we need to change that particular thing. So instead of me stepping up to the device using an application, typing in my credentials, I will use a device I do trust. It's not my computer. It's this tiny, small device I'm holding in my hand right now. Those of you who are online, this is just a small USB stick. It's blue. So I purchased this one or got it provided to me by somebody I trust, my organization maybe. This device fulfills the requirement. There is an authentication possible to carry out between the user having the device and the device itself. So there is a relationship that can be established between me and this device. It could be a fingerprint, it could be a face recognition, it could be a PIN code, whatever it is. I have something that is locally known on this device. That's my shared secret, whatever, gesture, PIN code, etc. So I will tell the device, hey, here I am. Please unlock that container that includes my enterprise credentials and make that available for the client to be able to perform an authentication. Actually, the client here will be more of a proxy. The client will never deal with my credentials because this is the same story. This is a trusted execution environment. This is just like a TPM, just like a smart card. There are sets of keys here in this tiny piece of hardware. So when I unlock that by the gesture or the PIN code, I will allow the device to process authentication challenge response messages and prove that I'm here through that client and towards that particular service, the relaying party. So this way, it's all about, okay, if you want to get a copy of my credentials, you have to get this particular hardware. If you control my machine, you're still not controlling this one. You still need to get into this guy to get my keys. And the same way we had the attestation keys present in TPM, there are attestation keys and certificates in this guy as well. So I can actually pinpoint, okay, I know that's Hasain's device. It's nothing else. That's the real thing, performing the authentication. I will have evidence every time that user performs an authentication, there will be attestation information about the device itself and not just the user info. Let's have a look at that. So I will go to this site. Just refresh. It says create a new account. I will just plug in this device into my computer. So to register a new account, I will show the debug terminal for this one. Go ahead and register. And now it says, please perform your user verification on your authenticator now. This is a UTF, Universal Second Factor Token. So I just need to touch it, the fingerprint, allow access for the browser. and the registration was carried out successfully. If you look at the details in here, this is the result of that registration. It says, well, everything was done fine. There was a challenge by that system I registered on. So this is the address for that service. This is the operation that was carried out. There are some transactions been going on between the device and the system. My client, the web browser in this case, is just a transparent proxy. It utilized the communication channel between these two guys. So once that is done, there is a summary about this. It says, hey, we actually completed successfully the authentication type presented by the device. There are some frameworks for this. What kind of authentication? Is this just a single factor, multi-factor? This is simple or complex, etc. So in this case, this is just a basic one. Just touch the device and it's on, right? So there are different layers of trustworthiness in this. And then the key information. This is a public key that is actually pushed back to the system where I performed the registration. It says, hey, this user that was recently created, or those are the credentials for that user we just registered. So this is that user's public key. And together with that, there are attestation artifacts being sent, or attestation information being sent back to that system. So once we perform the registration, I can, let's try another login. If I try to log in with something else, non-existing, it says, well, hey, you tried to log in with that user. That device doesn't know anything about that user. So it has to be an enrolled user on that device. This is not my computer telling this user exists or not. This is that particular USB stick, the U2F device I'm using. So if I use the name it says, hey, please perform a verification to prove that you're you. And then I will get information about the logon was successful, logon was done. And here we go. There is an authentication request being carried out with status OK and all of the boring details above with all the transactions, this message being sent forth and back between the device and the authenticating service on the other side. The same thing is available today with some other components, like if we look at what components are available in the Windows platform, particularly speaking Windows 10. Anybody here using Windows Hello for Business? A few of you? Good. So this is possible with the Windows Hello for Business as well. This is just a demo site for that. So sign in with Windows Hello credentials. Okay. Whatever name you choose to register or present. In this case, it's actually popping up the Windows Hello for Business. Let's see if my cam is willing to. There we go. It says, yes, the person in question standing in for that cam is Hasain Alshakarti, enrolled in the Windows Hello for Business subsystem. And I can choose to proceed to perform the authentication. And the same thing will happen. If I'm not already registered, a new pair of keys will get created and associated with that service. And from that on, that public-private key in question will be used to perform the authentication. The challenge response will take care about proving me as a user and requesting access to that service. So that will be a multi-factor strong authentication because we are going back and using a key-based authentication. This is very similar to the good old smart card logon, but without the hassle of the certificate management. So just remove the certificate management out of this picture, and you will end up with the key-based authentication scenario being presented, and particularly speaking, the password-less scenario. So the same thing applies for the MFA authenticator application. This was just announced that the MFA application will be able to be used as your first authentication factor. So you don't need to punch in your username password. You can just go ahead and do whatever you want to do with your MFA Authenticator app, like do the face recognition or the fingerprint or the PIN code. And then you will be let in. That's your first authentication. The second might be your password or something else, a companion device, whatever requested by the service side, right? So it's building on the same type of, with the same type of components. It's the same building blocks behind. We are using the same type of protocols. The client to authenticator protocol that takes care about the communication between the device and the client, the transparent proxy there. And then the web authentication protocol that takes care about the communication, the continuous of the communication towards the relaying party, the service in question. So whether you do Windows Hello for Business towards Azure Active Directory or you do it with your on-premises credentials, it's available today to do both scenarios. You can carry out a key-based authentication this way. You can do a classic smart card logon with Windows Hello for Business if you're not yet on 2016 Active Directory level. So you can step back and do a traditional smart card logon with the Windows Hello for Business. So the recommendation is step it up. Start configuring the key-based authentication in your system. Start using these kind of things. Just make sure you get your hands on any of these devices, right? This is a very simple one. I have a couple of them here. As said, this is the one I've been using, demonstrating with. This is just touch the button over here and it will activate. This is just like 20 bucks something. So it's not that very expensive. There are devices being released by Microsoft, right? I'm looking at some of the Microsoft guys here. So they will be available to purchase. They are using the same technology, different branding, same technique, right? So that's what will give us the possibility to make it passwordless. There won't be any password. The user won't need to use a password because they have an enrolled device. We still need to make sure the enrollment process is solid. So that's something to be taken care of. We need to have our processes, our routines, or whatever it takes to verify the user is a legit user and enroll that process. We need to have recovery options for that. We need to have, so there are a lot of more things to be presented about this particular topic. So I will definitely advise you guys to start looking at any of those passwordless sessions. Everything is recorded as far as I can understand this Ignite, so you can do that online if you want to once you get back home or something like that. And then start getting your hands on that technology. And start using the passwordless with the single factor will work, or the multi-factor if you want to step up the game and prevent those attackers from being able to get hold of your systems. If you're somewhere in between, you're not really ready to get this that far, just go back and look at the possible solutions were presented. So using Smart Card Logon with the authentication mechanism assurance I just demoed for you previously, that's a good option. Using the conditional access, that's another good option with the version that's available of it for the on-premise access. If you are already hybrid or cloud, you do have access to the conditional access. That's a very nice thing. So you start evaluating risks and adding on top of, oh, I see your behavior has changed. You just made an impossible travel scenario. Seconds ago, you were logging in from Stockholm, and now you're logging in from New York. Well, I'm on that airplane using the wireless, and they are exiting somewhere else on the globe. So that's an impossible travel situation, and it will flag some bells and whistles and will say, hey, we require your additional factor to kick in here. So we want to just ensure that you are still you with that particular piece of hardware or your mobile phone with the Authenticator app on it, or whatever it takes to prove you are still the same person. And nobody has tricked you to get your passwords or get your credentials. So please look at any of these things. I will be around here after this session, the remaining of the week. You will find me at the Community Central. You will find me any other places. Just get in touch with me if you have any follow-up questions, any of that. And as I said, make sure to attend those sessions relating to the or the continuation of the discussion about the passwordless and what's going on with the investments in the Microsoft world. We are just on time, but I guess we can have some questions going on, right, before the next session. So I officially thank you for attending. I hope to see you around at the MS Ignite, and thank you very much. Let's go ahead.
What kind of access is needed to install the credentials for that tool?
Sorry?
What kind of access is needed to install software for that plugin thing to work?
It doesn't require any software. Software is built in your browser and your operating system.
Okay, thank you.
There is no third-party software required. If you control the browser or the session, there are challenge response based on key transaction between the two parties, the device and the remote system. So even though you control the session, you will not be able to change anything without being detected and invalidating the whole session.
Do you know if you plan to marry the WebAuthn and the Windows Hello together?
Windows Hello, as a matter of fact, uses the WebAuth.
Okay, so...
Yeah, the demo I just showed you is using WebAuth for the Windows Hello flavor. Right. It's the same protocol.
Thanks.
A slightly different flavor in there.
It always is.
For key-based authentication, you need to have at least one DC with 2016, and of course your schema has to be on 2016 level. Yeah. Probably two for redundancy. This is the Yubico U2F. And as you're asking, here is one for you.
I have a question. User education.
Yes.
We just went through trying to train users on what to do, how to spot things. We tried to force everyone in. Did not go very well. What is your recommendation for the best way to educate our users? While I was sitting here, I got an email that, oh, someone opened something. It was a Word document. They enabled the content.
Yeah.
I'm trying to communicate with people while in this session, ironically. What is the best recommendation?
Repeat and repeat and repeat. You have to repeat a lot. You have to get the message out. You have to get to them, do it so they see it, they get the feeling for it. We never ask you for your credential anyways other than this and this. Anything besides that is not valid, right? So, yeah. Repeat is, here we go, sir.
Oh, thank you. We're starting anti-phishing, or phishing our users.
Yeah.
Now, but it's a slow process.
It is. Never get tired of repeating. Yes, ma'am.
What are your thoughts on the 15-plus character paraphrase passwords versus?
Okay, long, complex character, 15 plus. Well, if we consider phishing, there is no, I mean, I can still phish that. If the user is willing to provide it, that's fine. The password guessing will get tricky. The brute force will get tricky, of course. But if I got your encrypted password, pass the hash will still work the same way. There's still zero time between getting it and reusing it. So that won't help. So it is good for somebody brute forcing guessing your passwords. And it's very difficult for a user on a mobile device to type it in.
The other challenge we had is around removing basic authentication from external access.
So,
and we're still trying to get rid of all those legacy applications that have basic authentication. And that's probably our bigger challenge.
Go towards the modern authentication, federated modern authentication using OAuth, OpenID Connect, or any of these protocols or technologies. That has a whole lot of work to make sure, to figure out all the kind of applications and access you have, and then remodel them, reconfigure, reprogram, whatever it takes, or purchase new ones, maybe.
So can I ask a question?
Sure.
From your experience, what is the most easily pushed out, or what makes the user the most happiest? How's that?
Never prompt them for an authentication. They will be happier,
Are you happier with the key that you have? doesn't launch at all?
Well, yeah, well, we have to choose our battles, right? So this is very convenient. I find that this is very extremely convenient. It could be an additional factor, of course. So you do punch your username, password, or you just use the Windows Hello, the face recognition with the PIN code. We can do multiple factors. I mean, today Windows 10 can do multiple factors for Windows Hello. That's extremely convenient for users. That's my experience about it. Users enrolling Windows Hello, they never have any trouble later on with passwords as far as we can make sure they don't need to relate to that password. So on their mobile devices, just give them an authentication certificate or give them an FA that works as a primary authentication, the thing that will be talked about and presented more this week by Microsoft. So then we need to get rid, but we're still struggling with those legacy applications, right? So I'm struggling with Skype. I need that app password to get it running, right? I cannot do anything about it. I hope my organization will enroll into Teams soon, so I can skip the Skype thingy and go ahead to Teams and hopefully do the modern authentication. So all we can do here is just hoping that, hey, somebody will take care about this. But if there is a transition plan, then we got to wait for it. If you can use it right away now on... It is an unlimited preview right now for cloud-enabled accounts. This will be made more available as a public preview and then hopefully a general available. So you need to approach any of the Microsoft guys and ask them about the time frame for that. But this will act as your primary or one of the factors for the Windows Hello for Business. Yes. There are NFC jackets for these things, wireless jackets. Yeah, so you have a like Bluetooth jacket or NFC jacket, and then you pair that with your computer or device, and then you can use it. Right, this is USB right now, but there are other flavors. As I said, the Kerberos, your TGT is valid for initially for 10 hours, and it's refreshable for up to 1 week. And your only way of resetting and validating all issued Kerberos tickets is actually disabling the account.
Do you know if there's any privacy guidance for lawyers, particularly European lawyers, for particularly the facial biometrics?
As far as you're using a device, like in the Windows Hello for Business, I do facial recognition. So whatever metrics it's taken is actually stored on the device. It's not stored on any centralized system. So that's the story between you and the user and, yeah, the law enforcement, the lawyers, etc. So my credentials are here on that device, not anywhere else. And because of that, it must be a lot easier to deal with that kind of question. Excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem at all.
That's great.
So if you go passwordless, you have one because I understand that this is not the best way now.
Here you go. I have just a few of them left. You have to.
If you go passwordless on a mobile, let's say an iPhone, do you need the Outlook mobile app, or will it work with the legacy? Or
You're looking at the Authenticator app can help you go passwordless by you using the Authenticator app as your first sign-in method.
and then it recognizes and
It can do face recognition. It can do fingerprint. Okay.
and that allows you access to the.
Yes, to your Azure AD account, and then
Is it also on-prem?
not yet.
So then you go back to certificates on the device.
For the on-premise access, yes. That's the easiest one right now.
Signing into remote session, there's nothing physically there, and they are not permitted to have mobile devices. They're actually terminated and escorted out the door.
Yeah.
Should they bring something out? Are there choices for us in scenarios like that?
Well, classically speaking, smart cards has been used in such environments, right? So the new model with authenticated devices will just a slip and replace type of thing for smart cards. So you can replace your smart card with these things. And in terms of many people accessing the same machine, you need to solve it similar ways like you did with the smart card. There might be other possibilities, because with the Windows Hello for Business, you can actually add multiple unlock